Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope we're all having a great Sunday evening. Hope everybody had a great week last week as well. That's why we took a break. We had the holiday and everything coming up. What an event today with the LGS finals, TSM winning and all. Bunch of crazy stuff. Anyways, we got football going on. We got a lot of stuff. But today, most importantly, for me at least, it's a podcast. With that, I'm your host, Grim, with my co host here, I Tonto.
Hi, y'all. Missed y'all. It's going to be a really fun one today. I cannot wait to get through this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Today, we're going to be covering the topic of networking. Should be a lot to talk about, a lot to cover here. We got two special guests to cover this with us and everything. We got Floofy returning from last week's episode. Floofy.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. That's it.
And that's Floof, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a new face. Our the one, the only Realm Wizard. He's one of the Rocket League guy for all of SRC. Realm, how you doing, man? Tell us
I'm
about
doing
yourself.
pretty good. Hey guys, I'm Realm Wizard. Y'all can call me Gary. You can call me anything you want as long as you don't call me and say that I owe you money. But check it out. I'm a Rocket League player / Rocket League trader / anything to do with Rocket League just to make everybody happy, including tournaments. And I came on as the Rocket League guy for Source Gaming. Davey picked me out of like a vast majority of like millions of people just to come and be with you guys. So I'm very pleased to be here and glad to be able to share some stuff with you.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how everything works within looking for orgs and finding orgs and everything like that. But a lot of it comes down to the topic today, networking. You yourself, you're a partner on Twitch as well as Kick, correct?
Yes, Kick and I'm now pushing for the special thing on Twitter where you can get the ad revenue and stuff like that. It's like a partner in sorts.
Yeah.
Getting partner doesn't necessarily mean you're a great streamer because there's great streamers out there that never will be partner because they choose not to do it. It's a title, so if anybody gets discouraged if they ever get like stop being a partner or so say, don't be discouraged with that because I know plenty of people that average 1,000, 2,000 people and they just don't want to be partners.
So. Yeah. It's a whole different contract too, I believe, right?
It is. It's a lot of it I can't discuss because their contracts, but it does benefit you as a streamer, but at the same time, it can hinder you as a streamer as well.
Yeah, so. It's a double entendre, it seems, but it's definitely a goal of a lot of streamers out there. I know that's for sure, and you've achieved that, man. You've done that. I see your numbers. I see everything you do. Like you said, you've been big in the trading scene, and that's what I was really big in when I first started Rocket League because I was getting mad that I couldn't hit the ball properly, and then I got good. I met a lot of people through trading, and when you meet a lot of people through trading, you do meet those GCs, those SSLs, everything like that, and it's a really good opportunity trading and networking. It coincides with each other, and I imagine that's what kind of kickstarted your streaming, I'm guessing, right?
Believe it or not, what kickstarted my streaming career was not actually simply but a miracle that I even continue to stream. I once was part of the great community back in 2019 when the actual streaming universe started booming. That was on YouTube, and I didn't know anything about Twitch other than watching a few here and there people. Started with Ninja and all that stuff. Save the World was actually the first game I started streaming on Fortnite. So I used to stream the kiddish games and stuff like that, and then I was like, well, what is this Rocket League? And then I started trading and stuff like that, and I got into it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And then I found out that Twitch was way better than YouTube as a streamer. Same a crowd that you can get as an like say that you get on YouTube as a streaming YouTuber, you would get a steady like 100, 200 people, but at the time you would over on Twitch be pulling 300 to 500 people. So that's what drove me to come over to Twitch versus streaming on YouTube. YouTube is still a great platform and that's a great source to get your name out there, but streaming wise, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I feel like it's more for form and long form content. Live
Yeah.
streaming, they just haven't really found their stride with it yet, and I feel like a
No,
lot of that has to do with their chat integration system and everything.
it is.
It's not
It is.
it's not very user friendly for viewers. It's not at all. Like me and you were discussing a moment ago, the Pokemon stuff. Like YouTube doesn't have any of that at
Nope.
all.
Well, Kick is the same way right now, but remember,
Yeah,
Kick is a beta format, so they'll eventually branch off and expand to their own windows. When I first started streaming on there, it was such like a similar area because they used the same system as Twitch, which is very odd, and a lot of people's like, well, what makes them different? Well, now you go to theirs. What is it now? Been 7, 8 months since they've actually pushed their format out. You can see the night and day difference how they have grown from a mirror image to their own format. I still love Twitch more because it's still a very user friendly versus we still got some kinks and
yeah.
but every format will have it when you first start.
Yeah, I know myself. I when I started streaming, I bounced around platforms after Mixer came out. Mixer came out, and then I was like, I'll go over there and try that. And me and one of my buddies, we went over there, did it for a little bit, and it plateaued really hard after like 100 followers and stuff.
Mhm.
It just almost it was like they cut you dry. Like, no, okay, you're on your own. I was like, all right, and it was just
Yeah.
dead for like a month or two. And I was like, okay, well, let me go around and try other things. And I went to Facebook. Don't recommend ever. It was a bad
Well,
experience.
if you're popular on Facebook, it's a good source to go to Facebook. But if you're not already popular on it, it's what they call a dead streaming service. Like there's nobody new getting discovered, and they're keeping their same content creators that are already known
Yeah,
on there. Like I got
yeah,
one Rocket League streamer. His name is Mizu. Mizu is one of the, if not biggest,
I know
streamers
Mizu.
on uh, Facebook. So.
Extremely talented too.
He is.
Extremely
He is.
talented.
I just actually got done doing a Rocket League giveaway with him on Twitter, which it was really fun and very unique and quite enjoyed.
It's honestly crazy, seeing how many players play this game, Rocket League.
Mhm.
You'll see the live counter, you'll see everybody that plays it, but once it gets down to the nitty gritty, it's actually a pretty small community.
It is. We
Everybody kind of knows
average
everybody.
we average about 400,000 total like players online, but in that 400,000, only 0.1 or 0.01% in between that is actually good enough to go to pro levels versus
Yeah,
Apex or any of those other games. It branches out. You have different levels of pro
yeah.
versus Rocket League. You either collegiate or you're pro. there's no there's no in between amateur leagues or anything like that.
It the thing that kept me playing Rocket League for as long as it did, personally, was the skill ceiling. It's endless. It really it's crazy. It's absolute insanity how you can be an SSL, but you go against a professional, like you go against uh, first killer, and you already know immediately, like this guy may be the same rank as me, but we are nowhere near the same skill level. Like this guy's about to whoop my ass.
Well, that brings up a funny point. Most pros don't play competitive, like online competitive. They stick
Mhm.
to what we call a six-man's bracketing system, where
Yeah,
most of them will go in this system where it ranks you from F all the way to X. And almost if anybody is on X level would be a pro, bubble player, or a semi-pro, which is the collegiate level.
yeah. I know
So,
that's how they plan a lot of their subs and stuff like that too, through the
mhm,
Discord
it
six
is.
fans and everything.
Yep,
So
yep.
the
And
system that Rocket League has is just it's
it,
incredible.
it's just very when people consider as the topic is networking, this is actually the biggest branding next to Fortnite or to even League of Legends that has the capability to make somebody as small as I had a friend just recently started streaming. His name is Stitched, but he started off with one viewer and just streaming Rocket League for just a month, he's already up to 10 viewers. So you can be the crappiest person to play on Rocket League. And what's good is they enjoy watching your skill level as you get better on streams. So you could be a what we call grand cardboard or bronze. You could be that, and the people just watch you grow. It just expands your viewers because they're like, "Oh, yes, he made it to gold. You made it to platinum." And stuff like that. And I think that's the same thing with Apex with you guys. Y'all have it where you can watch the smallest streamer that's never played the game pop on a game of Apex. He's bronze or rookie level now. I think there's rookie levels now or whatever it's called, beginners. You can watch them go up, and yes, they will, eventually be popular, but it
Mhm.
takes a longer period of time for a Apex player versus a Rocket player to pick up steam. Uh, for networking, if you guys have TikTok, I'm going to suggest post frequently on TikToks, like period. I don't care if it's the crappiest video you will ever post. Make sure you post a video on TikTok because that's where you're going to get picked up.
Yeah, and I know. I see Floof. Floof is probably one of our more active content creators that we have and everything. And you're posting how many times a week now, Floof?
Honestly, with work, anything I can. When I wasn't working, I was posting every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, once a day, every single day on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, and now Facebook. Actually, I have a Facebook now. So yeah, I just post anything I can, as much as I can, because as Realm Meow said,
Meow, sir? Was that a
yeah.
meow?
It's because we call him Gary and
because he's
Gary from
Gary.
SpongeBob. The
Gary
snail.
from SpongeBob.
Yeah. Meow.
As Realm said, it doesn't have to be the best video, but at least it's a video. At least it's something that gets you on another platform. Because Twitch is great for the community, but it's god awful for growing. So yeah, you got to grow on something else, man.
Yeah, that's go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, the reason I got partner so quick, and I got partner when I had 3,800 followers. Like, I did not have a Twitter. I did not have a TikTok. I did not have a YouTube. I'm what they call a stream grinder, where it was nothing but 5 to 10 hour streams per day for X amount of days. I done this, and this, and I didn't know about out branching to different networks, and we'll get into that in a bit. But if you don't know anything like that, and then Twitch really loves when you don't have any other branches and you're pulling in 60 to 120 followers or viewers, because if they're seeing you do that, they're like, oh yeah, you're my partner, because they're saying, well, if he doesn't have it here and he's getting these numbers from somewhere and they looking as not but from their own platform, it gives him the proverbial stiff one, I should say. They really like when you're, as a content creator, don't depend on the outside source to make your content with them.
Yeah, it's I've noticed that from like reaching out and talking to different sponsors or trying to get partnerships with different brands. They'll always ask me, what's your social accounts? And I'm like, well, this is this, this is this, this is this. Now, when I was first starting off and I had decent numbers streaming and no idea what the hell I was doing, it didn't click with me that, when you're a content creator, you do have to branch out and go to these different platforms and expand your social medias. And because once they cross-reference all that, it's like, okay, he has 15 to 20 average viewers, has X amount of followers, that's good and that meets the requirement, but he's dead everywhere else. So are we bringing out somebody that is actually dedicated to this? And to me, looking at it from a business aspect and everything, I put myself in their shoes. If I was to look at another streamer and see that, they're dead on everything else except for their Twitch, it would show like, maybe they're not really invested into this. Do I want to invest my investment into them when
Right.
they're not
No,
even committed fully?
100%. And I just really recently I got turned down by three very, very big people, and got approved by one, which I'm super happy about. I don't know if y'all know what Duck Dynasty is, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know the brand Wild Willies,
No.
the beard. Oh, okay,
Is
they're a
it
beard
beard bomb
supplier.
stuff?
It's beard bomb stuff like that. I was super happy because I mean, as you notice, I'm a beard guy. Beard guys, we got to take care of the beards. But the
Oof.
other ones that I got turned down is because they was like, well, you don't have no YouTube presence. You barely got, any TikTok presence. I mean, I only got 1,000 something like that followers on TikTok. I'm just scratching into TikTok now. Like I'm late in the game on the TikTok thing, just to let you
Yeah.
know. But if you don't get those branches into your streams, it's just like, um, why start now? Especially if you're pulling in your numbers on that. Why are you going to reach out to get you a sponsor when? And the thing is, sponsors really help out my streams and stuff like that. But at the same time, some of those sponsors can hinder your streams too. So you have to be careful on the kind of sponsors that you go for. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I've always looked at networking and just streaming pretty much as a tree, right? You have your roots, which is your foundation, which is your social media. That's always going to be your roots. It's all the platforms, the social medias, everything that is pertaining to you. Now you have the main body, the trunk, and everything, and that's you as a streamer. That's what you're going to brand yourself on, your niche. Sorry, uh, yeah, what you do, how you act, how you carry yourself, and then you have your branches, of course. In the branches, that's where it comes meeting new people, making friends, making enemies. Sometimes you get so sometimes a branch breaks off a little bit. It's all good, but sometimes a little
eh,
healthy. But yeah, and that's what networking is essentially. Is learning how to reach out and ask for collaborations and ask for sponsorships. It's not necessarily asking; it's more or less conducting how to conduct yourself professionally in a professional manner. One portion that I wanted to talk to you guys about from your experiences. What's been the best way to go about like reaching out to a larger creator such as yourself for collaborations and stuff like that? How have you guys gone about it?
Um, I guess I can take the lead on this one. Well, for me, I'm a giveaway streamer. So I don't know if y'all know what a giveaway streamer is. I give back to the community more than I take from the community. I do a lot of charities and stuff like that on the side. So I'm not a profit streamer. I'm more of like, hey, what can I do to scratch your back? I don't need you to scratch mine. Just come, let me scratch yours so I can get my name out there. Like I started off, and my friend actually pointed this out in 2019 on Twitch with one viewer. And if I didn't know this person to that person to this person, I would never have grown. But the thing is even if you know X people in the world of for your growth, um, let's say Floop, uh, if I was to come to you and you're averaging 150 people, uh, and I'm averaging two people, what would you normally say to someone like me? Just to reach out and get some advice. Would you A, turn me away, or B, actually give me an advice and help me along the way?
Uh, Definitely the latter option. I know there are, you know, there's streamers who are smaller who only look for people for their numbers, and then some of the bigger streamers will see that. Uh, so it's more like, depending who you are, you have to just be real. You can't be fake. On God, like
Right.
there's so many fake bigger streamers, so many fake smaller streamers. You just gotta
Let me
you can't just go for anyone. You know what I mean? You have to go for
me ask you
people
this
who are more your audience.
real quick while I got it on the in my head before my ADHD takes over and throws it in the trash. So as a you let's we're all adults here. Realm, you are a partner streamer. You are a bigger streamer. I know you have an influx of people probably coming into your DMs that are smaller streamers, smaller creators, and players and everything like that. Um,
I'm in his DMs on God.
how do you go? How do you approach and go about weeding out the masses, so to
So
speak?
first, what I do is I look in on consistency. Consistency. Are you actually streaming? Like,
Mhm.
if you're actually streaming, putting out content, I'm going to sit there and give you more of a chance than if I see you stream one time in 1 month. You've post one TikTok or you post one YouTube short. Like, is there a time where you get bigger? Possibly. And during that time with that one person, with the one viewer, one whatever, of course. But if you're not doing it on a steady base, that shows me that you're looking what we call as clout, where you go out and you try to get as many people into your streams and stuff like that from others' success. I don't care if you want to become successful. All I care is about is if you're that streamer that is going to put that effort into becoming that streamer for the success. So, say that Floop, you got one streamer, you'd only stream once a month. I'm going to tell you no, because one, I'm not going to be the crazy butt munch about it and say no. I don't think I can help you right now. What I'm going to tell you is once I see you become a steady streamer, then at that time I'm going to assist you in some of the things. I don't know if my friend Throws, he's probably still in here. That guy right there. He streams on every once in a while thing. He's also my content manager for TikTok. He will make my TikTok videos. So, yeah, I'm going to supply somebody that's helping me by supplying with them the help that they need. So no, to answer your question is I am very selective when it comes to who I support because I've been stabbed in the back multiple times. And guys, and I'm telling you, like, it'll happen to you. It'll happen to Davey. It'll happen to you, Floop. They'll come to you and they come to you, you help them, you scratch their back, and then all of a sudden you're the bad guy in the matter. Like, oh, guys, don't go to his stream. It will happen. They will turn on you. So just be selective. Don't jump out and uh, save the first person you see falling off the water because that person's probably able to swim. He's just choosing not to swim. So
Yeah,
I
it's
like that
I
saying,
know
man.
from a smaller perspective, it's definitely it's a little nerve wracking when you reach out, but before you reach out, I think like boxes to check as a smaller streamer. Like, what are some boxes you guys like? What do you think some boxes to check before you can take that step in reaching out to a partnered streamer or somebody bigger than you, or even if they're just a TikTok creator, a creator that you know? Floof.
uh, yeah, Floop.
Uh,
Because I need to know this too. So
honestly, I said this. I only said it. Like I just said it, and then we continued earlier. Your audience. What is like? What do you provide to your audience? Right? Like why does your audience watch you? Find people with similar audiences, because otherwise, that creator, that bigger creator, whatever, is gonna look at you, and they're gonna like. I kind of just don't. I don't vibe with you, but
Mm-hmm.
not because of you, but because we just don't click. You know what I mean? Um, it's more of a like we also said earlier. You have to just be real. Like there's so many like smaller streamers, especially smaller streamers, like people with one viewers. And you said something about stabbing in the back earlier, and it's happened already to me, and I'm not even I'm not even like a bigger streamer. Um, so yeah, that whole being selective thing. Sorry, I'm just rushing on that. I agree with that. Um, it's one giant thing is audience. That's all you have to. Not all you have to, but that's one of the biggest things you have to worry for. Because say I reach out right now. I reach out to Realm. I'm like, hey, um, give me tips or whatever, or hey, let's play together or whatever. I don't play Rocket League. I'm probably not gonna vibe with him as much. He's a great person from what I've seen, right? But it's just it's the
An
fact that
asshole.
I don't play this game.
It's,
I don't play this game. I'm probably not gonna like this game. I don't want to have a terrible time while I'm doing it. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean. It'll give me like if I a month from now. I've been playing this game. You know, I've gotten a little bit of audience on the game because it's all about your audience. And I actually like the game. You know, because also the second thing, what you like, you can't just be fake about it. Then I'll reach out to him and be like, hey, what's good, my guy? You trying to kiss? And he'd be like, huh? And I'd be like, tee hee.
So I completely agree with you guys. Finding like-minded creators and individuals, whether they're streamers, content creators, or whatever their avenue or your avenue is. Just make sure it's like-minded. Make sure they're not fake or anything like that. Don't be fake yourself. Don't change your personality either. Like I see so many people trying to morph themselves into a Dr. Disrespect or somebody else, and it's if us other creators know when someone else is fake, I promise you audiences are gonna know, and they'll see it. They'll see right through your disguise, and it's not a good look. It's really not. And it's a little cringy. So find like-minded individuals. That's one thing we could do as smaller creators before we do take that step in reaching out to a bigger content creator. Tonto, you have another one?
I think you should also just be patient. Don't rush into trying to find people, because it goes back to like knowing your audience, not looking at whoever you're trying to partner with whatever collaboration you're trying to do. I have a friend who streams. I'm not gonna say their name because I didn't ask them if I could.
Who are your friends? We stream.
No. I didn't ask it for permission yet. If I can go into details or stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it minor stuff and not saying names or anything. But when they started out streaming a good while ago, they were having fun with their homies, the IRL homies and stuff like that. But they wanted to meet other people because they were having just a great time growing on Twitch, and they eventually did. And if in the beginning they were having a great time, like, oh yeah, these people are awesome. We had this stream on this day was great, that yada yada. And then next couple of days or so, I get told like, so this person's no longer is gonna be around. I'm like, well, what happened? And they're like, oh well, they did this on stream, or I heard they said they were talking about my mutual friend over here, and it's what they quickly learned, like, you know what, I can't just go into this immediately. Like, I have to take my time to not only, like, you're basically verifying these people, and you have to also not verify them. You also have to verify their audience, their community. Like, is that community gonna mesh well with your community? Because I have seen communities go at each other, going for the jugular, and it doesn't take much for that to happen. So I if you're starting out, like, take your time. Don't rush into it. Put feelers out there. Yeah, go into somebody's stream. Have some good conversations. And if it doesn't seem like it's working out there, then it's not gonna work out if you reach out to them.
Yeah, I completely agree with that too. It's a little hectic always, but where you said be patient and everything, that's a huge key. Honestly, is if you rush into things, it's just gonna end up messy as hell. It really will. Or you'll just end up burning a bridge, and next thing you know, your favorite creator that you're trying to collaborate with doesn't, you're banned in his chat because you're awkward. Like, disaster strikes if you do that. And I believe everything comes down to a really big balancing act. It's a little hectic. You want quality over quantity, but at the same time, you don't want to put out one video every month. It's just really weird, and especially with relationships and collaborating and networking, I'd rather have one extremely loyal connection and relationship with another creator, where you're making amazing content, you're pushing out good stuff, you're working off of each other, and things are going great, and it's just they are pushing you and you're pushing them. It's a mutual beneficial thing going forward. It's not even necessarily like a best friend from down the road, Joe. It's a actual creator. It's somebody that you've met along the way, and once you finally get that and have that motivation, you're motivating each other. It's just really important to to branch off of that properly and stay local. And by stay local, I mean like, stay around that type of people, because everybody's different. Everybody at the end of the day, your community, your viewers, they're all local to you, and that's what I mean by local. If anybody's wondering what that is,
Yeah.
who you introduce them to. Yeah. So, how do you guys feel about attending events? You think that's important in networking? I do. I think that's really important.
I can
Honestly.
actually say that it is very important. Like I just got invited to the DreamHack Atlanta event that's happening in December, and as
Congratulations.
a content creator, getting invited to something like that, it's very big. That means, hey, yeah, I'm doing something right. So going to the things and then it actually helps your networking because all these other content creators, like there is over 180 that got invited as content creators. And for you to be one of them and you not know a single dang one of them, it's kind of scary at the same time. So yes, going to an event can be very positive towards you because one, hey, I'm going to advise y'all, make you some stickers, pass your stickers around, make sure it's got your socials on it because that's going to help you push your content first off. I don't know if anybody's ever told y'all. Uh, this is going to be like my third type of event that I've went to that was sort of big like this. For as a content creator, this is going to be my first content creator event that I get to go to.
Mhm.
But when I first went to my first one, I made some stickers. I passed them out. I got a good bit of positive. I got like 400 followers off of it, and those guys still come around my streams. So I suggest if you're going to go to these events, even if you're a smaller streamer, get to know some of these really large streamers. And I'm not going to throw too many names out there, but say that Sergeant Jackson, he's one of the regiment members and stuff like that. He's a very good friend of mine. But he started off really small. And all it took was him talking some of these, Doctor Disrespects and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, his name's out there. And all it took was a little courage and a little bit of resourcing when you go to the events. So don't get scared. Don't be nervous around them because they'll pick that up and be like, yeah, you're kind of weird, and they don't want to vibe with you. Make sure you're confident when you approach somebody that's a bigger streamer than you. Because most of the time, if somebody approaches me, I don't care if you're scared or not. I'm gonna probably give you a handshake, a hug, and say, "All right, what's up, man? How can I help you?" Like I'm a very, very warm guy. I'd like to stay humble because I know those roots where I started. Uh,
The voices,
okay.
the voices, the voices.
Yeah, not forgetting where you came from is highly important. Once you do get to any stepping stone, whatever, maybe along your creation or streaming career, it's really big, honestly. But I've been to several events. I went to the MFAM barbecue. I've been to I went to the ALGS champs from last year in North Carolina. I've gone to different cons and stuff like that. Those are a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Right, and
um,
just build your confidence when you go. Don't again, don't stay stuck in the corner. That weird. You're a single guy that doesn't have a girl going into the dance kind of guy where you're just sitting there jiving by yourself. Make sure you
Yeah,
get out on that dance floor because that's where you're going to really start your networking with newer people.
yeah, yeah. It
can I
it
add?
really is.
Can
It's
I add?
Go ahead, Flip.
good.
Okay. Uh, if you guys know Markiplier,
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of his best friends, Ethan, other known as Crank Gameplays, was non-known like at all before like a meet and greet. I think it was, or I don't know if it was like some like meet and greet or something. Um, where this is the next point: stand out. You can't, it's all right to be confident and all that and everything, but you have to make sure that your personality or whatever you're gonna say or do stands out from the thousands of other people who are gonna be there. Because Crank Gameplays or Ethan, if anyone knows Markiplier at all, he's in a bunch of his stuff. Unis Honest, that whole year or whatever that they made that YouTube channel, it was legitimately Ethan and Markiplier only. And this all started because Ethan came up to him and he was like, "I'll do anything for you right now, I swear," or something like that. And Markiplier said, "Do a backflip," and he just went, "Okay," and he did it. And then they started talking and they started vibing. They exchanged information, and then from there, he created a YouTube channel or whatever. And then they started actually collabing, and now he has millions of followers, and he's always getting a constant like whatever 100,000, 200,000 viewers on YouTube, all of that, all because he stood out and because he was confident, like said.
Sometimes you gotta have balls, so to speak, for layman's terms. You just gotta have balls, all right? It's a little nerve-wracking approaching the bigger creators and stuff like that. I know when I was at the Infam barbecue, I didn't meet anyone. That barbecue, it was a blast. There was just so many. It was so overcrowded there, and it was hell, and it was so hot. It was so damn hot.
You're so hot.
And then the barbecue finishes, and me and my buddy were heading back to the hotel, and he was like, "Oh, well, I guess it was okay today." I was like, "No, fuck this. I ain't taking this as a loss. No, nope." I was like, "We're going to the casino." He's like, "Why do you want to go to the casino? We're broke." I was like, "They don't know we're broke." So we went to the casino, and we're walking around, not seeing anybody yet. And he's sitting there. He's like, "Man, I'm telling you, dude, like, why would we come to the casino?" I was like, "They're big name creators, and there's a casino in Tampa, multiple casinos. But either way, they're going to come here eventually. This is the Hard Rock. Everybody comes here." And sure enough, I look around the corner and see a couple X-Set members, and I was like, okay, a little bit of friction. And next thing you know, we take 3 steps around another corner, and Tifu's sitting down playing blackjack by himself with his assistant. So I go and sit next to Tifu, and we're playing blackjack, and the dealer whooped our ass, and we both stood up at the same time and said, "This is bullshit." And we did that. One of the guys I was walking around with, Modern Warzone, Tim the Tapman, was actually like 2 tables down playing Texas or Hold'em, whatever.
Texas Hold'em.
I don't gamble, but he was playing Hold'em, and Tim looks at Modern Warzone, and he was like, "Are you that guy?" "Yeah, you're that guy." And he was like, "Oh God, what'd I do?" He was like, "Yeah, you're that guy that tweeted that picture of me with the lazy eye. I didn't even know I had a lazy eye before that, but you're that guy." And then, because Modern Warzone's the biggest Call of Duty news page on Twitter and everything, and he runs it by himself, and he's like a short little 4-foot tall dude. He's funny though. He's a chill dude. Networking right there. I met him. He follows me. I follow him. He's a great guy. Yeah, we sat down, talked with Tim. Was starstruck for a while, and then everybody else started showing up because Tim's there, and it was just awkward because I'm sitting there like I froed up. I didn't know what to do. So I would try to avoid that too. Whenever you're meeting these big creators, like Floof is saying, stand out. Don't be a turtle.
Yeah. Another thing, do you guys know Kai Cenat? He was Kai Cenat was number one. Yeah, number one.
That's how you say his name?
Yeah, Cenat. Kai Cenat. That's just his name. That's his, like, I'm pretty sure that's his legal
second
name.
largest sub 2 channel right now behind Jinx. He's behind Jinx.
He lost it now? Oh, I meant he broke the record. He still has the record, right?
Oh yeah. He went for the record.
Like 300,000 or whatever it was. He actually started off just by just like YouTube or whatever. And so did the group he's part of now, right? But they invited him on. One of them invited him on. The other ones didn't know about it. But the reason they kept him was because of that. Was because of the confidence that was mentioned a bunch, and because he just stood out. And he honestly, we just kept seeing him in videos and AMP videos. AMP is a content creator group. I don't know if you guys know it. And he just kept staying out, and then he grew so much more because of AMP, and because AMP is also just a bunch of other. And then he started streaming because of them. And since he already had those connections when he started streaming, like Realm said earlier, connections, and then he started streaming. And since he knew this guy and that guy and that guy, you know, Kai Cenat,
Yeah,
the
he just
exact
came on
same
the
thing.
scene. It wasn't even long ago that he started streaming.
In a month, he because he didn't really like say that much that he was streaming. In a month, he hit 1.2, and then 1.2 thousand. I mean, and then another month he was at like 200,000 followers or whatever, and then a year goes by and he was the face of Twitch. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy, man.
networking.
It's crazy how fast it can happen, or you know, it's not an overnight thing. It never really is. Even if you know, yeah, you do have that happen to you, it's still not an overnight thing. It's a
I wasn't
slow
saying
process.
that because I did say he started on like YouTube and Instagram and all that. Yeah, and he worked.
He networked. He fucking met everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
How have you networked, Tonto? How do you approach, you know, talking to different people and everything like that? I know we experience it quite a bit, you know, in the org, in the positions that we're in. You know.
I don't have as much in-person time, like events-wise, than you guys. My only like real in-person.
I don't have any. Don't worry.
The only in-person event that I went to was last year. Yeah, last year we went to the Apex program in Ohio, and at the time
Ohio doesn't exist.
At the time I was a comp player, and it was an awesome thing to go to a LAN and seeing the people that we've been facing against for several weeks, twice a week, just fighting each other every during those qualifiers. And you know, there's like oh, you're on that team, and it was that game you guys just completely blindsided us, or the same, or vice versa. So it's really cool to meet those people and then get to know those people, because I say this to people a lot, is you won't really know someone until you meet them in real life. That is, and they're still, you're not gonna know everything, but you can still get a good judge of character of that person when you meet them face to face. But a lot of my times that when I do collaborate with people or network or so, it's through online, and it's mostly through TikTok. I met a good couple people from that, and actually one of them is in the chat right now. Create Chan. She is a awesome tattoo artist, upcoming tattoo artist. She does tattoo streams. Her work is really, really good. And I honestly just found her because she made a TikTok, and she was starting out, and she said, I'm gonna go live in this day. I'm like, oh cool, yeah, let me go check this person. So they seem cool. We immediately hit it off. I've been coming to streams, and whenever she does hit live, and then she's been coming to mine, and we've played Destiny 2 together. It was a really fun time, but it's you when you go into this, when you do reach out to someone, whether it's going to be online or it's going to be in person, like Floof said, you know, don't be, you know, showcase, or what did you use for Floof?
Fake. On God.
Be genuine.
Fake.
Be genuine. Like showcase yourself, like show the person that you are. And that's what I found, that I be who I am, like whether I'm in the Discord call or if I'm streaming or I am real life, because this is who people are gonna see. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm not trying to fake to be anyone else, and that's who you're gonna be drawing towards you, are those type of people. Then,
yeah. For me, I know the way I treat, you know, my community, and even you know, SRC's community as well, because I have engulfed. I'm the embodiment. You know, the way I've approached everything when coming into networking or meeting new people or anything like that is right before I'll eliminate all the risk. So I'll ask myself, okay, how will my community react to this? How will my viewers like this? Would this be something they're interested in? Would this? Why are you doing the finger thing?
I was counting with you.
No, it's important. I look at my community like my family. You know, is this somebody I would want to introduce to my parents? You know, type thing. it's extremely important who you introduce them to because they're local to you and they're a representation of yourself and you're a representation of them. And when you bring in some outside source or entity that isn't like-minded or isn't around your niche or anything like that, it's going to be obvious as shit. And then you're going to get DMs off to the side and people being like, hey man, what you thinking? Why are you doing this? What's going on? You smoking crack? Don't smoke crack. That's bad. Bad for you.
Not again.
Floof.
What? There was never.
I do think it's extremely important and above everything else, honestly, that you don't stress yourself out about this. Don't stress yourself out when it comes down to networking. Don't try to appeal to the masses. It's impossible. You're not going to please everyone. It's going to be okay. Some people you're going to get a bad comment here and there. Networking isn't going to go well. Just kind of brush it off. Yeah.
You could be the prettiest rose, but some people just don't like roses.
That was beautiful.
I don't smell anything when I smell flowers, honestly.
I wasn't talking about the smell, man. I was talking about the look. I was because you said you can't please everyone, and then that quote just engulfs that.
Yeah, it does. It's I know you've probably experienced that plenty of times. Realm is you got all these people and everything, and everybody's asking for this, that, and another, and you gotta mitigate.
Well, going back to I think it was you, Graham, or was it Tonto talking about having that one close friend to stick with them the whole way?
That was me.
Sometimes that one friend can be that one person that actually stops you from growing. And this actually happened to me personally. Like I done everything to drag him with me. Yeah, I helped him grow. I helped him being a streamer. I pulled him to every partners that I had, all my networks. He came with me, and then one day he's like, "Oh, well, I don't need you no more. Um, we don't want to help you no more." Or they took everything that I helped him build, and he ripped it from me. So a good chunk of my community got pulled away off of false narratives. So stating that even if you have that one good friend, as a streamer, you have to watch back because sometimes greed can bow over to the other person. And they're like, well, I now have what you have. And now that you're no longer just the only unique one in that category, they're going to pull your community to them because now they got something to string them along, even though it's as I call the BS factor, where they're BS in your community and giving them that new nice shiny thing for that X amount of time, just enough to ragdoll them to their channel. You get what I'm saying? So don't always guarantee yourself with that friend, because if you do, you want to keep him with you that whole time, don't always take him on every adventure that you have. Give him a taste of your adventures. Never like carry him on your adventures, because eventually that can turn sour. Now, what was the question before that you was trying to ask me about the networking?
Good luck. Good luck in my brain trying to figure that one out.
Can I add something here? This was said earlier by. Okay, I'm sorry. This was said earlier by Grim. He'd rather have that one really, really like loyal like friend or network, right, rather than a bunch of fake ones. Yeah. I know a friend. Exactly. I know a friend who's actually that's their problem, and they recognize it, but they don't know how to like stop. All they do is network. They network constantly, which means they have like a constant 40-50 in their chat, right? But since they're constantly networking with just this person, that person, this person, that person, blah, 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 people outside of their own audience, outside of their own personality, people they don't even vibe with, the people come in their chat, they'll be like, oh, wow, this is so cool. I go from 50 to 100. I'm chilling at 100. Oh, no, I'm down to like 30 or whatever, because I'm networking with this person now, this person's entirely different from that other person over there. I can't. There's no way to mix that, you know. So
The way see now with
you
that, I feel like with that you have to like ask yourself, am I chasing what I want or am I chasing fucking numbers? Don't ever chase numbers ever. Anybody, don't fucking do it. Everything, even networking, even if it's a rate that happens instantaneously, everything comes with time and effort. Put in the effort, you put in the time, and you're going to get results. It's going to be a steady, you'll get the numbers will come in the end.
you
So
said
like
come.
for fuck's sake, like just, if you're looking at this person and you want to collaborate with him because he's got 2,000 people watching him or 18,000 followers, you're already looking at the wrong shit.
Real.
Listen to what they say. Listen and pay attention to their communities. But when you have so many different connections like that with what your friends doing, to answer your, not really a question that you had, but your statement, it's hard. It's hard to stop something that you form a habit with,
Mhm.
So I think that comes down to your roots, like I was saying earlier with you as a content creator in the tree. At that point you have to reevaluate yourself and change those habits. If you're constantly networking and going out and like you got 20 different small creators that you're rating out to or helping out along the way and everything like that, what's helping you now? Nothing.
I think it's
Like
also
you have to help yourself sometimes.
it's also it goes along with just it's a balancing act. You
Mm-hmm.
why reach out to that many people and when if all of them are not going to work out. If you are trying to work all these like say you have 20, there's 20 creators you're trying to work with and you work with them on the daily, but you're not meshing with them. Whatever content you guys try to make together, it's poor quality. And why would you want to do that? You want quality over quantity. So what Grim
Mm-hmm.
said about having that one loyal person, you can do so much with just one person. You guys, if you guys are meshing that well, you guys are
Could rob a
creating
bank.
amazing content. It's just the beginning from there because you have that person that you can bounce ideas off of, or it's symmetry. I think that's what I'm going for. It's
Symmetry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You said symmetry.
Thank you.
Cemetery?
Cemetery.
Killing
Pet
somebody?
cemetery. Yeah.
What's going
Semination.
on? Who fucked up?
Like when you find that person, like it makes things so much easier for you on both your sides, because then that's the way less stress off your shoulders. That's less you have to worry about, and you can then focus on what you're trying to do. You're trying to create content. You're trying to make these connections with people, and you're trying to bring the content and connections to your viewers, your audience, your communities.
Right.
Speaking on that. Whoa.
Oh, go ahead, Ralph.
You go first.
Okay.
Go first, Mr. Ralph. Yeah.
And I agree.
got it.
Again, what I was referring to is not always necessarily bad to have that one good friend. My situation may have been a little different than what yours may have been or what Floop's would be. But what I'm saying is if you don't indifferentiate each other's material and you start to merge into one material, then you no longer have your own personality. You have somebody else that's copying you and you're technically copying him. So now you have two people with similar content where you're now on a competitive level instead of a friendship level.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
if you don't keep some things away from that person and he don't keep some things away from you, at one point or another, that jealousy may kick in. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may be a year down the road. It took 3 years for my good friend to do that, but I'm just saying, make sure you have a little piece of you that he can't have. Because if you do network into that and you have that great mesh and you keep, meshing so well that you become one, then you're not a content creator anymore. You're uh, a proverbial org.
Siamese twins.
Exactly. That means you are an org now that y'all have the same idea, and you're no longer a individual. You're now
Yeah.
multiple.
You're now a couple and should kiss.
Yeah,
Team.
exactly. You should hold hands and go skipping down the golden brick road. So
I think
yellow brick
I think
road.
I think a lot of it has to do with knowing how to prioritize like what is highly important here, what's highly important there. Know who your
Right.
inner five are. Know who is new to the circle. Know
Exactly.
who's coming in. Pay attention to your community. Like holy shit, I mean, big creators I see that don't fucking know their communities. It drives me nuts. Like, I'm not gonna be a part of your community at that point. It's dumb.
Exactly.
And
And we see that a lot even in Rocket League communities. Like I want y'all to go, if y'all ever get time, I want y'all to go look at some of the really big Rocket League community holders that are partners or if they're pros. If you go talk in their chat, 90% of the time those pros or those really high level Rocket League players will ignore you. Like completely ignore you. And then you go down to the level where I'm at between the average partner streamer is. We're going to pay attention to you because if we don't pay attention to you, then the community is just going to be like, don't need you, and they'll go to the next guy that actually gives them that love and care that they want. Because not everybody in your community is there for your contact more than they are for because I get a lot of messages on Discord and stuff like, "Hey, guy, man, I don't really care that you're a Rocket player. It's the fact that when you do your talks, that it actually vibes with me, and that's what you should do. I mean, and that's a benefit of networking to those people is if you can vibe with your community." And they were like, "Hey guys, y'all should check this guy out." Then you're branching off to your community, which your community is now like the proverbial branches on that, where they're just spiking out. And eventually you'll either catch on to more people or you'll catch the wrong people. And that happens a lot too. And it's all
it's a
you know.
cascade. It's a complete cascading effect. It's your flora and your fauna stages of growth and everything, and it's crazy. Floof.
Crazy. That was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy.
Did you raise your
Anyways,
hand to say that?
No. You said
Throw
crazy.
something at you.
So dang it, that bit made me. Okay. Never mind. I forgot.
Oh, that wraps it up.
Okay. There's what you guys said about audience, right? And like your community, being there with your community, being there with your audience, so on and so forth, right? We've been talking about networking to other streamers and something, but if you're there for your audience and stuff, you could find like amazing like artists. Like all of my art was because of my community. Every single one of it. All of it was free. All of it was because one of a community member of mine was like, "Hey, you're really cool. I vibes with you." Now I'm saying we can chop it up sometime, and we did. We talked, and we honestly were just chopping it up, and they ended up drawing all of my emotes, my profile picture, like all of my art was because of them, and they were just like, "You're really cool," tee hee or whatever, and like it's just being there and being yourself, and once again having your niche, as was mentioned in the first 15 minutes by Grim. That came back a little bit earlier when you said you have to be your own personality from with what Realm said, because if you have that one friend and you guys both become each other, then you just marry at that point. You have to be yourself. You can't like, if I start streaming with Grim a bunch, I can't just instantly become him, because then his peoples are gonna come to my peoples, and they're not gonna mesh. If I start streaming with Tonto a bunch, me and him can't become the same person because we're not gonna mesh, or he's gonna steal all of my stuff because that's just the kind of guy Tonto is. You get what it means from what Realm said earlier. I have words, but I also have ADHD, so my words are like throwing themselves at my mouth.
You're fine, man. At least it's like a continuation of talking, and mine's just like complete mind wipe ADHD, where it's squirrel. Okay, door. Look,
Squirrel.
lights on. It's crazy. ADHD is a pain in the ass to deal with when it comes to like.
I'm running out of water.
I don't mind it. But anyways, ADHD is about to happen right there. I was about to go on a spiel. Um, personally, me, I really think at the end of the day, ask your community. That's it. You know, talk to
It's
the
your
people that
community.
have gotten you to where you're at. You know, prioritize your community over going out of your own comfort zone if you don't want to. You know, you can always lean on your community. You can always fall back on your community. You know, ask them. Don't be afraid to see what they think about what you should play, what you should do, where you should go. You know, just talk to them, whether it's your stream community, your Discord, or something like that. It's a surefire way to figure out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, but don't let them control you.
No,
Exactly.
With,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
with
Know the
the
fine
balance
line.
mentioned earlier by Thought.
know the fine line. Have a
Yeah,
backbone.
because there's many streamers I know who are like, hey, what should we do? And they do exactly just to a T what their chat says, and you're not. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
You
having
gotta be
boundaries.
you.
And it's a job. If you think of it as a job, then that's where it becomes a problem. Honestly, you should just be happy streaming. If you're not happy, what is the point? If you're in this for money, you're not gonna grow. If you're in this for friends, you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow a fair amount at least. If you're in this like me because one day you just wanted someone to talk to, so you streamed Five Nights at Freddy's, and then you just fell in love with it. If you just fall in love with it, honestly, and you make sure that it doesn't become a job, so on sort, then you're gonna grow. You don't sit there and constantly, oh my gosh, my numbers are down. Oh my gosh, this person didn't want to speak with me. Because if you find that those people you vibe with, you're gonna grow. If you don't worry about your numbers, you're gonna grow. If you just be yourself, you're gonna grow. Constantly worrying about all this stuff it's just not gonna do anything for you. All it's gonna do is just and then bam, you have depression.
Yeah,
If you
if
don't
you're walking
already.
on
Too late,
eggshells
already
in
have
your
it.
own stream, if
Yeah.
you're walking on eggshells in your own stream and you're not being yourself and you're trying to force the initiative and the narrative, it's just not going to work. It really isn't. Don't be fake. Don't be around the wrong people. Have those
Don't be
people that you
tonto.
can lean on.
Don't be tonto, man.
Don't be
I
tonto.
can't-
Don't be
I
tonto.
can give one big advice. If you don't see yourself growing, and this is me as a streamer, and this is something that happened to me. Remember, I talked about I was a Fortnite streamer before. I was not noticing growth. If you're sitting there not growing, not getting new community members, your TikToks, your YouTubes, or whatever are not growing, stop and look at the content you're producing. If it's crap, you're going to get crap results. Just saying. Stop and look at it. Just take 5 minutes. Okay, what can I do that's similar to them but make it my own and be enjoyable? Because once you do that and people starts to pick up on your ideas, such as I'm a tournament slash giveaway slash um, uh, play with viewers. Like I love playing with my viewers. Like it's enjoyable to me. Like I do 1v1s, 2v2s. Not only is it making me better, but it challenges me to be able to take that one day out a week where it shows that I care for my community enough that, all right, guys, yeah, it's y'all's turn to have a little fun with me. But at the same time, I've got my other 4 days, 3 days streaming where I'm like, all right, this is what we're doing, what I'm telling you is going to be done versus how can we do this that day? Like I
Yeah.
do give them options on one day a week. Sometimes we don't do it, but you always want to interact with the community and bring them something that they're wanting to do. Not necessarily what you like doing, but one day out a week, maybe once a month. Just have fun with your community. Like that's how communities build on top of each other. You have your baseline people that always come to your channel. Maybe one, maybe 10, maybe 30, might be 200. Like I know this for a fact. If I'm a streaming I get an X person from another person's stream because they will stop what they're watching on that person's stream and come straight to me. And that's by word what they say. They're like, we love their material, but if they love your material just that much more, that's just something that you have to do is outshine the competitors. It is a business, guys. So you want to grow, and if you're not growing, stop for 5 minutes and just look at your material and see what you're doing wrong. Because if it's not me that's going to tell you, it's going to be some jerk on TikTok that rates your streams and be like, "Oh man, you just suck." I'm just saying, because there is a guy on TikTok that legit goes to your streams and tells you if your stream sucks or not. So, just
There's a
saying,
guy for
if you,
everything.
it
Fuck
is,
that guy.
and the dude's actually very. He averages about 10 to 20,000 viewers on TikTok per stream. So I'm just saying he's doing something right. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
if you're doing that wrong thing, take 5 seconds. If it ain't your friends telling you, because if your friends ain't telling you, that means they're just there to vibe with you, and they don't care about you growing.
There's no time in there's no time in reflections, and people need to realize that when it's just a matter of looking at it. So you
Right.
got to look in that mirror. You have to see yourself and see what you're representing. And if you don't recognize what's in the mirror when you look at it, you probably got to change something.
Right.
It's not a good look. But I know I've had to do that in the past. You know, I let personal life leak into my streaming
Yeah.
and stuff like that, affecting me that way, and that would affect my mentality. I, learned early on, like, numbers, you gotta like ditch that shit because seeing low numbers would affect my mentality. There's a lot of different things. You gotta figure out what will keep you being you, and that involves who you bring in,
Mm-hmm.
who you bring around, and what new stuff and new partners and everything else like that. Like, I think, how many months ago did I get partnered with GameNetics? Like 5 months ago.
Yeah, around 4 months ago.
Yeah,
Wasn't a lot of
GameNetics,
numbers.
they're a controller company, and got partnered with them, and that was a networking thing. It was somebody I knew about them and got affiliate with them and everything, and I reached out because they were a newer company, and sure enough, they wanted to partner. They're blowing up, so they're doing great. I think they got the Vegas Inferno, a couple
Mhm.
other teams, SRC as well. It's a crazy. It's crazy how crazy goes, crazy ones. It's crazy how it can all happen and how quick it can happen, but it's also mind-boggling and mind-numbing how slow it can be at times. And I think we covered a lot today, guys. We really did.
Yeah, not all of it was networking.
No, it wasn't. It was just
Yeah. I think it was just.
genuinely.
I think it was actually us vibing out. I like you guys. Let's kiss. I mean, let's have dinner.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whisper in my ear a little bit first.
If you can do anything, you have to
Uh,
give the cameras.
Yeah, I want Floof to whisper in my ear all the time. That's just me.
I mean,
Give me that gritty voice.
Floof, do the thing.
Yeah.
There it is.
anyways, continuing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Floof.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
He's our one of a kind streamer there. It's been a blast. So I really enjoy doing this podcast stuff, and just I feel to me it's another form of giving back to not just my community, not just SRCs, but y'all's as well. Everybody, anybody that tunes in and watches. It's knowledge that we've all gained. I've been streaming since day one of Apex. It hasn't only been Apex. It has been lately. But that's a different topic for a different day. So,
Hey, chat, spam W.
Stop
if you want
mirroring
me to
what I
get him in
do.
different things. Spam W if you want me to get him in different things, please.
stop it.
He's just.
Please do.
Stop it.
I'll spam it. I'll spam it myself.
It's been an experience, and I've gained a lot of knowledge and learned pretty much the hard way for everything. Honestly, if I'm being completely bluntly honest, I did things the wrong way and discovered how to do it the right way, and I've obtained this information and retained it. And I know you have, Tonto. I know you have, Floof, and Realm. Obviously, you have. Man, you've you're shining like a diamond over here. So
Yeah. I got a few questions for you three on networking as an org, mainly, Tonto and Grim. Um, when it comes to orgs, and this is maybe to help drive to get y'all more bigger creators or more of those people to help bring in those bigger creators. As a networking person, I like to reach out to people not just big, but sometimes small as well. Like, I know quite a few people that they only stream twice a month, but they have over 100,000 followers over on TikTok, or they have 300,000 followers on YouTube. Don't always look toward the guy that you see to have numbers, because in reality, those guys, and this is the any org that's listening in on this, because I've had several orgs before I just signed with the SRC. And by the way, y'all checked every box on my list, and yes, I turned down orgs such as Complexity and a few other ones. So just heads up, y'all checked all my boxes. But
Thank you. That was all me. All me.
um,
I'm having a
but
Denzel Taylor forming out of this corner of my eye, man.
when you as an org, and this is the question, where do y'all stop your lines for networking? Because do you push forward with your going to your creators and start pushing your material, or where's your line for this is a hard brain where is the line where you draw where you should force your creators to push your content versus them breaking their original or their personality?
You're saying like obviously I'm the content director. I can kind of answer this one, but
Okay.
so what you're saying is, yeah, I'm that guy. What you're trying to ask is whenever we have individuals that want to do their own content and they're pushing it to their own platforms versus whenever SRC is pushing content and pushing different
Pushing
people and
their
stuff.
right. Where is the line? Where do you draw where y'all are wanting us, and I'm not saying necessarily me, where do y'all draw the line where y'all are forcing, and this is like a generic org question, because a lot of people that join orgs have this question. I had the question when I talked to Davey, and Davey explained beautifully to me where the line was for you guys. But as a community, would want to hear is, where is that line for what should the org, where should the line be to network your content creators?
Okay, so for new people looking in and they want to be a part of SRC, I'm guessing that's what you're kind of asking in a roundabout way.
Yes.
Okay, so new people, anybody in chat, anybody who listens to this on Spotify or anything else, if you copy me one more time, I swear to God. All right, sitting on my hands. Oh,
That's what I've been doing. Don't copy me now.
nope. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna talk like a robot now. Asshole. New people looking in and seeing SRC function, and they see everything going, and they do check off all the boxes that you're looking at. If you are afraid to reach out and see if you can become a content creator and everything, don't. That's why we created the prospect role. So the prospect role, for everybody listening, is for those people that don't necessarily meet the requirements for content, or we don't feel like you're there yet, whether it's content, whether it's competitive, or staffing. It doesn't matter. We have a prospect in the chat right now. We have a prospect in here with this. He's not actually here, but on the screen that you guys can see, he's our director right now. Crow. Crow's a prospect. He's gone through the whole process of applying to prospect. Prospect is a different role. So as a prospect, think about it like a biker gang, right? We're not a biker gang, but yeah. Think of it like a biker gang. You're a prospect for a biker gang. How do you become a member?
Now.
You have to prove yourself. You have to, show that you have loyalty. You have to show us that you're going to continue to do this, and show that you want to do this. You're gonna possess that growth, that drive. and take all the initiative that you need to take and put it in the right areas. Um, and eventually one day, we're gonna notice that. We notice you. Period. It doesn't matter. So if you're part of the community and you're afraid that you don't meet XYZ for content creation, check the Discord out. Go to the apply here. Go for prospect. But if you feel like you meet content creator, apply. The worst that we can do is refer you to applying to prospect. We will always reply to you and let you know why you didn't meet the requirements or why we think you should do this or that. It doesn't matter. I've had meetings with people where I wanted to bring them on as content creators, but they didn't necessarily meet the requirements. So I had to tell them, like, hey, listen, I fucking want you, but you got to do this first. Like, you got to give me something so I can give you something type deal. You know what I mean? And
Hey.
it's worked out great. I think prospect is one of the best things that we've done as a org. It's a way to thin the herd, so to speak, weed out all the snakes and who's going to be loyal, who's not going to be. It's wonderful. So that's how we personally do it here at SRC. How other orgs do it, I don't know, but this is the first this is the first org I've been a part of. So
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it gets rough
Same.
out there with the orgs. Like again, the complexity was one of my first choices. But say that you have a handful of check boxes, right? And you start crushing these check boxes, and then all of a sudden, that one check, and it scares the crap out of you when it comes to this is what the content I need y'all to push out for us. When I'm not going to throw out complexities contract because it's against. Technically, it's against the law because I signed the contract not to display what it says in it. But
NDA.
yeah, NDAs. But in that contract, you'll have a little bubble where, and I think we was talking about this right before we started the stream. There's always a fine line in your contracts. And I'm going to say this about Source Gaming. Y'all don't have a fine line. I'm going to tell you this right now.
we do not.
It's a pretty damn sweet ass contract. I'm not going to lie. It's so simple. You read it, it's done, you're good. I'm just saying, I love it. But those bigger, I'm talking about big. When I mean big, I'm talking about your Ghostas, your SSGs, your NRGs, and stuff like that. They're always going to have that fine line that's going to either crush you as a streamer, help you as a streamer, or make you wonder why you're even a streamer anymore because they take so much of your personality away from you. So, John, I'm not
It's
trying
stressful
to.
too. It's
It is,
stressful.
and it is, and when you first get your crack at your big contracts, and you look at it, and you're like, "Whoa, this is not what I expected." I'm going to tell you guys, this is where networking comes into play when you know people that are inside of these orgs, and if you get to know some of the org members, they're going to be like, "Hey, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is not a clean cut situation, and these are bigger orgs." And I'm talking about like Ghost. I've had friends in Ghost where they're like, "Hey, dude, it's not worth the $1,000 a month. It's
Yeah,
really
no,
not."
that's
And
crazy.
and again, this is where networking applies. If you can get into some of these people's little bubbles, it will help you as a content creator to weed out all the proverbial BS. And orgs like SRC that are pretty clean and cut, you don't have to worry about them going behind your back and pulling that tail off of you and like, "Hey, look, I got your tail," and start running with it. No.
Hmm.
So make sure you network
The
orgs as
furries?
well.
No.
Make sure you know what that org is about before you were even attempted to
Yeah,
uh,
a lot of
get
people
into
want
them.
to they want to jump in because they see the water from the outside, and it's not what you want to do.
Exactly.
And
They see that green patch and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty green," until they get over there and they notice that the sod has now died and dried off, and you know it's not a pretty
Green
picture, and
plants.
you're stuck for a long time.
yeah, it's nerve wracking as hell. I know when I was fishing around for it, it was definitely nerve wracking. But like what happened with you, the SRC met all the boxes, and now that I'm in the position I'm at, it's it's I love doing what I do. It's great, and the way that once anybody in chat as well, uh, you go through prospect, and you go through all that. All we want to see is initiative and loyalty from you guys. Initiative, loyalty, show that you're going to be part of the community and support each other. And we're family here. I told you that whenever we sat down and talked. Realm. That's the biggest thing. Communication, loyalty. If you got something going on, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me all your business. Just let me know something's going on. Why we haven't heard from you in a month. If I try to reach out to you, respond. I want to be able to not have to chase somebody. It's a pain in the ass. It's not much.
Exactly.
It's not much to ask. And once you show that, and you're on the inside, as for our creators and stuff, I want to work with each individual. What everybody's free time is different. Everybody's main goal is different. Everybody's outlook and their content is completely different. Doesn't matter if you're the same person. Something's gonna be different. I don't give a shit. You can be twins. Something's gonna be different. So
Believe it or not,
that's-
actually, I know a set of triplets, and they are streamers, and they each have their own individual streams. Not one bit of them are similar to each other, other than the looks, because it confuses the shit out of me when I watch them stream.
Which one is this?
They're called triplet. You got triplet, you got I Johnny and Nathan. They're three of my Rocket League content creators for YouTube, and it's so funny to see them when they're making their content, because they wear the same shirts, they wear the same shoes, they wear everything, the haircuts, everything, and it's crazy. When you actually get to meet them, they're super sweet kids. They're
Niche.
Canadian. But but the fact is like you were saying, they can be twins, and the fact that they're triplets, it is like I was like, huh. But they have their own unique personalities. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are, you're gonna have your own little quirk about yourself.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Finish
What do you
you
have,
saying that. Go after.
I lost train of thought.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to answer my side of the question you were asking to both me and Graham. I'm operations director in SRC. Me and Graham, we work very closely with him being the content director. So one of my duties is working with the prospects, and below me is we've actually, from the prospects, we promoted two individuals by Salt Dog and Simply Trey. And what they showed, Graham was talking about earlier, is show engagement, show activity, show your loyalty, and that's what a lot of it was that we wanted to promote them, was because they gave that to us. They were in the Discord, they were streaming, they were creating content, they were being engaging. Another person that we also talked about is Crow. Again, you don't see him on screen, but he is in this call with us, and he is in the chat. He's one of our chat moderators. But when I had my first meeting with Crow, was one of my other duties when I work with new prospects, is I'll have a one-on-one meeting with him. All this man wants to do is be a body. He wants to help out wherever he wants, where we really need him to be, and he's always asking for help. He's a person that me and Grim don't have to chase. And with me, Grim, and Gary, you two, we're all military here. Except for Philip, he's not military, but he can understand this. As we don't like chasing after people. We don't.
He still went through basic. He full through basic and everything.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
he was going through.
I got COVID though.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we don't have to we don't have to chase you, we shouldn't have to chase you in the first place. You should be showing your presence to us, because that is what's gonna keep our eyes on you, is the fact that you are here, that you are showing that you want to be here. I'm gonna pick Crow over anyone. I don't care how many people you got in your streams or what you got in your socials. I want somebody who's gonna commit, who wants to be here and see us all grow, than somebody who's all about me, I. That's not that does not fly here, not at all. And
No.
if that's what you expect to happen, then you're in the wrong place because it's not going to
Yeah.
go that way.
Like we're,
Fake.
like we're gonna do what we can, as an org to give you the tools for success. What you do with them is up to you. You're a grown person, you're a grown man, woman, whatever you are. It does not matter. It's just we're not gonna wipe your ass. Period. We'll give you the toilet paper. We'll give you the toilet paper, but I ain't.
Yeah. And
I ain't doing none of this.
and obviously, if you need help, ask. We always tell like, hey,
Right.
if you are needing help, whether it's stream, Discord, or you're not sure how to edit something, or you're trying to like, Tonto, where did you get those meme to add to your TikToks and everything? Like, just ask. Like there's a reason why you're here. You want to pursue these goals, whether it's streaming content or content creation, or you want to become like a general staffing position for online and in-person events. That's why you're here. We want to see you meet that goal and exceed it. Why would we ever want to tell you, oh no, good luck, go look at YouTube? Like, no, like that's no org should ever do that. Every org should want to help those people, and even though they may not be signed members yet, they are working their way towards that goal, and we are here to assist them along the way.
Mhm. It's we the process for prospects and getting into the org and everything else. It's a um, be yourself. We're gonna look and check your stuff out. You're not gonna get approved right away. It's very hard. I will say for prospects, it's pretty hard to get turned down and denied from us, only because we are very welcoming with the prospect role because we're open to anything. You don't have to join as a creator. You don't have to join it for any type of particular reason. If you just want to be part of the family and do what you can to support SRC and try to rep our brand a little bit. We're gonna make sure that you deserve to at least say that you are a prospect for SRC. It's a professional standpoint. We don't want people going out here saying they're grinding for this when they're also out Friday night throwing slurs around. That's a horrible look. So we're gonna pay attention. We're gonna lurk your stuff. If you've been a part of the community, if you um, show that loyalty and show that initiative, yeah, I
And
can
if
do it.
you wanted to pursue, like, and we've had content creators who wanted to try comp, or we had comp players that wanted to go into content creation. Like, we're never going to limit you. If you want to try other things, you want to branch out, perfect. That's not a negative. That's a positive for not just you, but for the org in general.
Yeah, it's I'll say
Yes.
once you're in the door, once you're in the house of SRC, right? You're at home. You can go in any room you want. It's the possibilities are up to you and what you want, to take initiative. From day one, I joined as a content creator, and I was always asking Debbie, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? And she can vouch for that. She's in the chat, and um, you know, I was taking that initiative, and a year and some change later, here we are, and here you are, Tonto, as well.
Mhm.
It's nothing happens overnight, especially within an org, and especially when it comes to how you run it and who you let in, who you let out. So it's the networking within orgs and out of the orgs and approaching orgs is it's its own entity, but you'll know because once you meet the org that checks all those boxes, that feels good, that looks good, that you really do want to represent, it's going to be so obvious. It's like smacking you in the damn face.
Exactly. And Davey proverbially smacked the shit out of me whenever she reached out to me. But and that brings up a good point with you. Make sure you network your orgs, because if you don't network your orgs, like, they have a lot of stuff that you don't have that they may know a lot more. Like, for one, I'm still dabbling into some other spots that I've probably going to talk to Tonto and Grim about to figure out how to bring that into my channels or my discords, because as a streamer, I don't know everything. I mean, it is impossible to know everything. Like, if you do know everything, it's good for you. You probably just don't know that you don't know that thing that's just happened behind you. But, you know, if you don't resource, then you're not networking. Always be networking your orgs, especially if you're a prospect in any org, especially in this one. They have a lot of positive stuff in this org that I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate it into my stuff. But
What
one big, go ahead.
what was the biggest change? Well, adapting to being in an org and everything like that.
Okay, so for me personally, being in an org, I've been in several minor orgs, like as a prospect myself, and those orgs, I turned away from them because one, their boxes were slowly getting red flags on them, y'all haven't done that, but changing from going from I'm an independent streamer that doesn't need anything to now I have a resource that I can get into where I can be like, hey, Tonto, I need your help on this, like right now. And if you can help me, it'd be appreciative. I've never actually had that as a streamer. I've had mods, I've had admins in my Discord that they have explained stuff to me, but have never like fully shown how to do that certain thing. And if I'm pretty sure I can, like, hey, Tonto, can I pick your brain on some? I will be able to get that info from it. And but as a solo streamer, like nobody carrying me, holding my hand, saying, "Hey Gary, I need you to fix this because I think this will improve your streams." Nobody's ever done that, but when it comes to joining an org, it makes you nervous because are they going to make you change for the good, or are they going to help you fix things that may mix up a little bit for now, but an ultimate you'll see that next plateau get breached? Because even I have hit plateaus. I've seen the 30 viewer plateau where it's like, oh god, what am I going to do to, you know, I broke the plateau and I jumped up, and then now I'm on a plateau where I've got to figure out how to resource SRC in the ways that is going to help both of us grow even bigger. And I
Yeah.
think that's the beneficial thing about networking inside of an org versus an individual. You'll eventually get comfortable enough with the org where you can pick things out. Hey, come here, I got something to help you guys out, versus not just like, hey, what is the org going to do for me? And don't ever expect that out of an org, because an org's going to turn around and look at you like, it's a give situation. Like, never
Yeah.
expect your orgs to be like, and I don't know if I've not ran this into years, but when it comes to orgs, and when I'm talking about orgs, I'm talking about these major, like just like the Apex orgs, like NRG and stuff like that. They actually have a tier to turn away list where they actually, you don't get to check the boxes, they get to check the boxes on you. And when it comes to you questioning how they want you to run streams, they will actually take info and ruin your streams versus supplying you. And I'm not saying all orgs like NRG or something like that are bad, but if you can't network your orgs and you can't benefit each other, then that's what they call a negative org or a unbalanced org, where they're just looking to get numbers from you. So make
Yeah.
sure when you're coming into it, because I was very comfortable coming into SRC. Like when I came in, I felt like I was already a family member. Um, and it just, the mold, just like instead of being like a jello mold where it's all shaky, it was a steady, firm mold. And I was able to resource with Davey quite a bit. And we've got some things coming up I can't discuss on the stream or nothing like that, but I'm going to be talking with her on a big event coming up in October and possibly even into November.
Mhm.
So, um, Rocket League in general, it's been my life, but there's maybe room for me to grow into other things, and maybe SRC is the reason I grow into other things too. So I'm just saying, orgs can be good, but they are life changing.
It is. It is. It alters everything. Once you sign that contract, it's not just an agreement between two individuals. It's an agreement between you and every single fucking individual in that org and everybody that is in the community. You are now a representation. You are a brand. It's not just you. It's everything. So it's it's a balance. It's again what Tonto was saying. It's a huge balancing act. Whether you're in the org, you want to be in the org, or you're in the position I'm in or Tonto's in. It's all about balance. That's everything. You'll see people that you have to know when people are in it for themselves and when people are genuinely trying to grow. We never want to take anything. That's the biggest thing I want to hit on too. We're never trying to take anything from anybody ever. We don't want to chip off of you. We don't want to sculpt you different. This would look better if you did this. This would look better if you did this. No, we don't ever want to do that. I can only help when you ask for it. I can only add to your stuff if you want. It's not something that I'm going to go out of my way and do. We have the requirements that's needed, that's on your contract, that will be covered, at that day, and that's the last time it will be spoke. Period. It's cut and dry, and that's what I love about SRC, honestly.
Yeah,
And
absolutely, and I completely agree. That's the reason I signed the contract, because when I read it, it was yay. And, it's when it's that easy and it's that nice. There's no negatives inside of contracts, and like I said, there's been times where I looked at contracts where I'm like, what the is this?
yeah,
Like
and
literally a 25-page contract that lists do's and don'ts that make no sense at all.
yeah, it's a between balancing and gatekeeping the proper things. It's it was a big headache looking at orgs, and I seen
Mm.
so many orgs doing it wrong. It was insane, really insane,
And
honestly.
it's sad. Sometimes it's the big orgs that do the wrong things, and sometimes it's the little orgs or the orgs that are growing that are doing the right things that will never get the recognition because those bigger orgs and this goes with streamers as well. You have streamers that are huge, like they don't deserve the recognition, but the fan base gets sucked into the diamond instead of the coal. Like I'm
Yeah,
considered what they call the coal of Rocket League streaming, because underneath all that pressure that I've taken, there is a diamond inside of that coal. It's just you can't see it unless you brush off some of the rough edges. And I've grown as a streamer to realize you can't always depend on just the networking, but your material that you make to make you you. But always keep that in mind. If you don't network, you
how
will
do you
never get there.
how do you guys feel about the whole, like, as a content creator? So this is not necessarily going off topic, but as a content creator, and you see a game that you like and you play it, and it's great, it's going good, but it's kind of monopolized already by creators. How do you guys like feel about branching into games like that where it has a powerhouse and then it's got nothing else really? You guys get what I'm
Um,
saying when I say monopolized? Like,
I think I could take the lead on this because this has happened multiple times with me. I'm a very vivid, like when I say like I love Destiny 2, like when I'm not streaming, I'm on Destiny 2. Like period. Like that is my game. I love to death. But when coming to stream Destiny 2, you either have the viewage or you don't. Like
mhm,
there's no here and then you might have some here. It's either you here or you have 3 or 4 viewers. And the reason I don't branch off into doing those things is because, yes, I do care about my viewers, but at the same time, am I going to enjoy streaming for 3 people again as a partner? I just don't foresee myself ever being able to switch games on rapid pace, such as what was that one where you have to jump? I can't remember the name of it, where you go up in the sky, Rise
Yeah,
Up or something like that.
yeah.
But
I think
where
it's
you
just
had,
called Rise, right?
it could be,
Up,
but you had all these big
only up.
streamers, only up. That's it, yeah. Where you had all these small TikTokers, all of a sudden they're playing it, and then the big streamers come and grab it away from the small streamers, and they're now where they was getting 100 some odd viewers. Now since the big streamers are doing it, it rips the viewage away from the smaller streamers. So it don't matter what game it is, if it's the new sugar and the bigger streamers like it, they're going to come and snatch it away from the smaller streamers, and those viewers that they get will either A, they enjoy the content that the smaller streamer has, or B, they see that one of the most popular people and where they can go either A, as a streamer to find more clout to get more recognition, or B, the proverbial ass kisser. And there is a lot of viewers that do that, and I've seen that where they're just they're that guy where that
Yeah.
they think that that streamer's going to care for them if they're gone. I'm going to tell you, if a person's got 5,000 viewers, most likely you're not going to even be a remnants in their mind at the end of the day, unless they're
Yeah.
their best friends with you.
What's up, Floof?
I have two things to say on this. First, I'm going to speak on the you're that guy or you're not that guy. Remember when I was streaming to like 5 people or whatever, and there was some dude in my chat who came in, and he was cool, like we were just vibing, and then he got mad and he's like, I'm just gonna leave, and I'm like, okay. you know I legitimately just went, okay, leave. And then he just kept being just not cool. And he's like, you're gonna lose a viewer, you're not gonna grow as a streamer or whatever. So I banned him. You have to have that mentality as well. Even as a small streamer, if you don't have numbers, but the people coming in are not cool, like
They're toxic. Yes.
you got to get them out. Otherwise, you guys know XQC's chat. You guys know
that's scary.
I show
Yeah.
speeds chat. All these guys with very, very toxic chats. You just can't, unless you're trying to grow that, go ahead. I don't really care. That's you. That's not me. But me personally, I'm not going to have that. And then the other thing, wow, I forgot it. What was the question again, Grim?
Pretty much knowing when to abandon ship, knowing what games you
Okay.
can approach that are, whether new or dead or, monopolized.
This applies to me especially because, as my guys might know, I am a variety streamer. I stream any game, every game. It doesn't matter. For me personally, I just like the whole concept of streaming. So for me personally, I want to grow, but at the same time, I'm gonna be making clips no matter what I play. So I play Valorant a good amount because I have friends on Valorant. But Valorant, right now, Tariq is streaming and he's a big Valorant streamer. He has 15.8, but he's playing Doom. He's not playing Val. But when he's on Valorant, he'll have like 60K or whatever, and then some of my viewers will just leave. I don't really care because I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I'll play old games, like I started off with Five Nights at Freddy's. I started off with Dying Light 2. And those games were Dying Light 2 kind of just died as soon as it came out. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, it was a terrible game. Yeah. So when I was streaming that, I had 2 viewers. I didn't care personally because once again, I just really love streaming. So it doesn't matter for me what I'm playing. It doesn't matter how many people are watching. I'm going to stream. I'm going to do my best to make my clips because that's just me. I'm just an idiot, and I like being the class clown.
What about you, Tonto?
No, I think Floof really put it well. They don't keep the type of people around in your chat. Don't think like that one person is gonna lord over you. They're gonna stop you from growing because they're not. They're just one person who, for whatever reason, didn't like what you did, and that's fine. Cool. You can go find someone else then. I'm not gonna. Don't get in your head, and don't let that person get inside your head. It's just one person. And if they bring friends, okay, cool. Ban. ban away, timeout, because there should have people out there in online and in person, but they're not going to be the major ones. That floof, like when he said like, I do lose some viewers when another streamer goes on. I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm having fun, and he still has people there. He still has the ones who want to be there and watch him have fun and have fun with him in the process. That's just in the end. That's what's going to matter. Not any not what one person thinks of your stream or thinks of your community or what they think of your content. What matters is what you think of your content, the type of the people that you have in your community, because they are the ones who are gonna give you that drive to keep pushing forward and commit to this career that you want to pursue.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's all important. Networking is a huge topic, and honestly, we could sit here and talk about it probably forever.
Forever. Yeah.
Especially with all the between all four of us and all the, I promise you, I want to end it on this real quick. A little closing topic, closing sentence, real quick. It doesn't matter how long I've been streaming, how long Realm's been streaming, how big I am, how small you are, or how small the next person is, or how huge the biggest streamer is. I fucking promise you, you know something they don't. At the end of the day, you're always going to know something that another person doesn't. They're going to know something that you don't. You will never know everything. So it doesn't matter how big or small, be open-minded. Be yourself and be unapologetic. Unless you have to apologize because you did some stupid shit. But, ladies and gentlemen, my boys here, I had a blast with this one. This one was good. Networking was
this one went longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, it did. But I mean, there's four of us, so we planned it around being a little bit longer. Obviously, twice as long today, but it's a lot to cover, and having Realm here and people getting, the community, SRC, everybody getting to see him and meet him and everything was a really big thing that I wanted to hit on today. So it was a pleasure having you, Realm, Floof. It was a pleasure having you guys here.
Pleasure's all mine.
And if you guys want to check them out, Realm, if you want to say your socials or plug them in the chat.
It's pretty much if you see Realm Wizard anywhere, just as it's typed up on the screen, that's me. Like I own Realm Wizard trademarked, just to let you know. So that's my name. If y'all want to find me on Twitter, Twitch, Epic, whatever, it's Realm Wizard.
If you want a new pair of wheels on Rocket League, he's your man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely look out for some more collabs that we have with SRC with some Rocket League stuff too. We should be doing something very soon, especially a tournament. We may be looking to host a tournament with SRC very, very soon.
Yeah, so. Speaking of that, the 16th, we do have that collaboration with Trade Central, right?
Yes. Trade Central. Guys, if y'all are not part of that community, we'll drop I think we got a Twitter link up there. Make sure y'all check out the Twitter link. It gives you a link to all the sponsors too. Make sure you check out the sponsors. The 16th, it's going to have some really cool people in Rocket League. I don't know if you ever heard of any of these people. Maybe you have. Mertzies, Pick a Pixel. If y'all have never heard of Pick a Pixel, you're probably never watched Rocket League. But if you have watched Rocket League, that's one of the biggest YouTube content creators out there. We're going to have people like Musty Howl's going to be showing up most likely. We're going to have quite a few of the RLCS players actually during that tournament to play inside of it as well. So
that's this one on the 16th.
It is, and this is probably my biggest one we've ever done. So thank you, SRC, for helping. Yeah, exactly. This is my actual first casting. I've never actually casted as a Rocket League streamer. I've never done a casting job, so don't yell at me, guys, if I screw something up.
Yeah, I'll definitely we'll talk before then. I've casted plenty of stuff, and we have casters in the org as well. I've casted Rocket League too, just like twice before. So
all right,
definitely help you out, man. Floof,
appreciate it.
You want to plug your socials?
Hi. It's FLOOPHIE on everything besides Twitch, which has 2 E's, because some cuck stole it from me. I'm watching you.
That's how I feel about Grimothy right now.
Yeah, once again, I'm just a variety. You come to me for, honestly, if you're in SRC, you can come to me for anything. I'll help you out with anything. Actually, Ulti needed help with like YouTube earlier, and I was just vibing with him, you know. And then if you come for content, you'll find whatever. I do everything. I'm getting louder as a person, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
I like when you're loud.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I like this floof better than the first floof.
Yeah, the very
Floof it.
shy, awkward.
Floof it.
Oh yeah. So hey, I don't want to hear that I die a lot on Elden Ring. Anyways,
Tonto.
I Tonto _ on almost everything. You'll see me. You'll see either my face or my logo, and you'll see a lot of my cat because I like to post her because she is my child, my little princess, and I am a cat daddy.
Child. Our child.
No.
Tonto, our brains behind operations. Definitely can't do anything that we do without him. And neither you guys, neither anybody else that's in the org or the prospects in the community. All you guys, thank you so much for everything you do. I actually rebranded. You guys can't see it on the screen. I'm no longer Xcrim TV anymore, guys. I got rid of that 18-year-old name. All right.
He still has an X in his name though, so
I still
make
have a
fun of
fucking
him.
X in my name.
Make fun of him in the chat.
Listen, man, the guy that has Grimothy has 27 followers, and there's you can't appeal other Twitch handles because Twitch.
Yeah,
every other
because
platform
Twitch.
you can, but it's fine. It's fine. My new God damn it. My new brand is X Grimothy. It is one M. That's how you spell Timothy and Grimothy or Himothy. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Hit him with it.
Rebranded. My name is X Grimothy on all socials. I'm the content director for SRC. So if you feel like you might meet the requirements or you need some type of direction, help, support, whatever it may be, my door is always open. If I don't like you, I won't talk to you. That's about it. Love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously. Chat.
Cool.
Everybody, we're going to raid out. And yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you actually next week. Since we had the break.
Are we doing
holiday.
Back-to-back weeks?
We are doing
Yeah,
back-to-back
that's what I
since
was
we had
saying.
that holiday break last week. So see us next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to be going over content burnout. So please come and me and
Please,
Grim will.
what?
Me
Sorry.
and Grim will go over that. And then we are going to raid out actually to one of our prospects, Shako. He is an amazing Apex player, really good dude. So you guys have a great time with him. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Is it Shako?
Shivoko,
Shavoko?
whatever you guys want to
You're
call him.
awesome, Shu. I watch you all the
Shavko.
time, Shu.
And before we leave, Floof, do the Riz.
Nope, it's too late.
Oh, already gone.
Bye. Oh.
Damn, Davey, don't be playing around with that button.